Hey Airsofters, Cutter here, and I just got everything to make the MGC25-C 308 DMR. There's some exterior parts and interior parts, but I want to show you what this looks like, the battle axe looks like before. I want to show you the before. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's see, book. Okay, I will check that out. BBs, never use these. Oh, MOSFET instructions. Keep these. And speed loader. Well, I'll open it later. And it went, oof, that's hefty. That's got some weight to it. That's like a slab of meat. That is not, that's solid. It's not cheap plastic. Okay, that's the mag. We'll put that aside for the moment. What's this? This is, I'm not sure. Let's figure that out. Let's get this out. It's going to be difficult, isn't it? Okay. All right, hold on one second. Okay, we're back. Got it out of the box. I took off the stock. Came off pretty easy. Just punch that. Slid right off. It is wired to Dean's. Yay. Okay. This is the stock from the MGC Mach 3. It's also Lancer Tactical. It's polymer here, but metal here. But that's okay because it doesn't matter. We're replacing it with the MGC Mach 3 12-inch handguard. The orange tip's not going to be an issue because that's getting replaced with a knurled Lancer Tactical Mach suppressor. Now, these are the internals that most likely will be going in it. All Lancer Tactical. Ranger Armory. Foregrip is the only, or finger stop is the only thing that's not Lancer Tactical. Everything else is. This is just accessories. Everything else actually has a purpose because this suppressor is going to be hiding that extra amount of barrel. So once I get this all together, I'm going to mock it up first so we get a general idea what it's going to look like, and then I'm going to crack it open and we're going to see in the insides and see what needs to be replaced and what doesn't. All right, on to the mock-up. Okay, here we have the MGC25 project. Got the handguard on, but I have to do some minor alterations right here so that slides on there. It's not wide enough here to slide over this Picatinny rail, but we're going to fix that. Right now I have the tip off because I'm going to be testing the FPS with standard .2s. Got the magazine loaded up. Actually I have the Delta stock on it at the moment. The stock I wanted to put on it doesn't fit over this part of the rail. So we're going to have to file the inside of that part of the stock to get that stock to pick. But for now I have the Delta stock on it. So we're going to be testing those .2s. Right now I have an 11.1 in it. We're just going to test it, see if it fires. Yes, it does, but I don't like that twang. We're going to make that twang go away. Yeah, it does. Now it has a block here so that it stops it from going to auto. But what's funny is this switch, I don't know if you can see the light there, it goes right over that and goes to auto. So let's see what it sounds like on auto. That's healthy. Not bad. But now we're going to test the FPS and see what that's like. Alright, I know we're jumping around a lot here, but it was inconsistent I didn't like it. It went anywhere from 350 to 377 FPS with 0.2s. So that tells me that the air seal quality is not that great. But that's what I aim to fix. And we'll see what this looks like. Or see what it's like when I'm done. And we'll do a video once I get this all cracked open. Okay, and we're back. We got the upper receiver off. Really simple, actually. Just pull that pin, and this slides right off. It was pretty simple. But this is the stock hop-up unit. It is aluminum, but I don't like the air seal it has. When I actually plugged the hole here and you blew through it, I heard too much air blowing through here. So we're just going to rectify that with a whole new hop-up unit. I have here a 70-degree Lancer Tactical bucking. We'll be using the hard nub that came with it. I usually flat hop this stuff, but we're doing this all Lancer Tactical. Doing this to prove a point, proof of concept, basically. So we're going to build this up. It has a stock 310 millimeter barrel, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a 6.03. I don't think it is. It's pretty hefty. So I'm going to guess it has a bigger inner diameter than that, but we're replacing that with a steel 430 millimeter 6.02 Lancer Tactical barrel. That'll of course be hidden at the end of the barrel with a mock suppressor, Lancer Tactical mock suppressor. Now, one thing I didn't take into account, I assumed, that was my mistake, I assumed this would be a version 2 gearbox. It is not. It is a version 2.5. This is a true SR25 gearbox. So this will be new for me to open up inside. So some of the parts that I bought I won't be able to use. Like I bought a standard version 2 piston. That'll go in the parts bin for future use. I bought a standard full version 2 cylinder. Also for the parts bin now, because it has a full cylinder. Now that doesn't mean I can't possibly use my Lancer Tactical cylinder head and the Lancer Tactical piston head. But again, I won't know that until I open up the gearbox, and we'll do more of the video on that after that. Now I did get a high torque motor, Lancer Tactical high torque motor, because we are putting a Lancer Tactical 140 spring in it, non-linear. And I think the stock has a linear spring in it, which is why we're getting that twang. So we're going to make that go away. So let's open up the gearbox and see what we're working with after, of course, I build this hop-up unit and barrel. Okay, real quick, I want to show a part of the buffer tube that is definitely different from the normal M4 version 2 buffer tubes. This is normally the type of setup you would see to hold the buffer tube to the gun, and this would screw into the back of the spring guide, but that is not the case. The buffer tube, the buffer tube actually springs on, I don't know if you can see, springs on, turns, and clips into this here. And then once that does that, this goes down the buffer tube, and this screws back into the spring guide, which, lucky for me, is a quick change spring. I don't know if you can see in there. There we go. It is a quick change spring, and I'm guessing you can do it by just taking off the buffer tube. You don't have to take a gearbox to do it, but we're taking the gearbox out anyway. So, yeah, the buffer tube is different. Just making that note there. All right, moving on. All right, we have this gearbox opened up. Tappet plate's good. We have the piston. It's a full rail piston with full steel teeth, so got to take that. Not too impressed with the piston head, so that's why we'll be replacing it. And again, not too impressed with the cylinder head, so we will be replacing it. Did get some Lancer Tactical shims. It did come shimmed, but I'm not happy with it, so I'm going to re-shim it. Keeping this MOSFET because it does work with that magnet in the sector gear, so we got to keep that. And like I said, we're keeping this Lancer Tactical. This is a proof of concept. We're trying to make the MGC25-C cutter edition. So we'll get this all back together and see how it looks. And oh, just real quick, the black spring was what it came with. Silver springs what we're replacing it with. So I think it'll do much better. It was only shooting 350 to 370, which I didn't like that variation. So we're going to try and increase the air seal in this and get it more consistent. All right, let's get it back together. Okay, little work. We got the piston head on, and we got the cylinder, new cylinder head in. And now we're going to test the air seal and show that it's monumentally better. So yeah, hopefully we get a little more consistency of shots and not this thing. Okay, all right, let's get it all back together. Okay, got the gearbox all back together. Got the spring guide in with the 140 spring. Not using this spring anymore. I don't even know what it is. Tap plate, check. Sprigger, check. I did have to drill the holes in the side of the cylinder head to make them just a little bigger. They weren't fitting on the posts that were in here. So I drilled them out, made them a little bigger, and now it fits. So let's get it back in the gun and see how it does. Not bad. All right, here we have the only MGC25-C in existence. Let's see what we do. I think it does pretty good. How about you guys? And by the way, those are 0.32s, and it's slamming them out there at about 330 FPS. Yeah, cut her out. All right, we did the final testing outside. Don't know what the full range is yet. My yard isn't that big, but it was shooting 0.32s at 328 consistently after I got it all together. Didn't do rounds per second because it's a DMR. But yeah, this is the only MGC 25-C in existence, and it will soon have the Mayo Gang emblem laser graved right there. So yeah, I'll be bringing this to Shadowlands to show it off and getting people's thoughts about it. Other than that, it works great. Cutter out.